My dad used to drink a lot,
Mhm.
and I didn't know how to deal with it. And so basically, the only escape that I had was to eat. My name is Arturo, like Arthur in English, I think, or
Sorry,
just say Arturo, whatever you
Arturo?
prefer,
Arturo?
or Arturo, Arturo.
Arturo, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Germany.
Germany. Guten Morgen. Actually, no, it's not Guten Morgen. It's Guten Tag right now.
It's good evening.
Yeah, yeah. Or Guten Abend. Ich spreche nicht Deutsch. Sprechen
Wow.
Sie English?
You're good.
Wie bitte?
Yes, I do speak.
Wie bitte? Wie bitte? Wie bitte? That's all I know. It's just I can keep the
Wow.
conversation going by just saying Wie bitte? Wie bitte? Which means like for those that don't know, it's like
Yeah.
come again? What? All right.
Exactly. That's great.
Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, so basically my biggest problem is when it comes to like losing weight is that I regain the weight every time again. I think I remember like 3 times, but it was probably more than 3 times that I just lost like 20, 30, like 35 kilograms, and then after some months I just gain it back.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every time. Like I think it's the reason for that is like stress eating, because every time something happens, it's like an injury, or like in my private, then I just regain it back, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. So let's walk through one of those examples. Can you give me an example time of when you were stressed, and then like the steps that led up to eating?
So okay, like right now I'm I'm at the point where I'm gaining weight again, or like I gained weight again. So right now, it's a little bit stressful. So whenever I feel like I need to like reward myself a little bit to feel better, I just go and eat whatever I eat. Like it doesn't matter if it's like something that I want, or something healthy or unhealthy. I don't really think about it. I just eat to feel better, and it happens again and again and again. And sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I just ate," and I don't really realize that,
Mm-hmm.
So this is like that happens again and again and again.
By the way, it's a little bit the audio from your end is a little bit like it's breaking out. Do you mind quitting and rejoining, disconnecting and rejoining one of these servers, and I'll pull you back in?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thanks.
Is it better now?
We'll see. If it's not, then it's fine. It'll just be a little bit like broken up, but I think I can understand you fine enough. So,
Okay.
you basically, to recap, what I was hearing was a lot of times when basically you're stressed, you'll eat to feel better, right? Is that a fair enough summary?
Exactly, yes.
So I'm wondering, when did that
100%.
start for you?
Yeah, maybe it starts like with a like bad family situation when I was younger.
Okay, can you tell me about
I
that situation?
did that a lot, and yeah, I think I kept doing that because it worked out. Like I felt bad. I like eating was kind of like my place, or like my private place to I don't know how to say it. Like there was a lot of stuff going on, and I wanted to have like an escape from that situation.
What
So
did you want to
eating
escape
was my
from?
escape always, and unfortunately, I think I took that habit even to these days.
What did you want to escape from?
Yeah, it was like a not so nice family like situation.
Can you tell me more about your family situation?
Um, like right now, I'm not living like with my family, or with my parents anymore. But right now, so it's better. I'm living by my own. But back then it was not so nice, and yeah.
What was not so nice about it? And by the way, if I'm ever digging too deep and you don't want to talk about it, we can just tell me like, hey, let's just not go there. That's fine.
Yeah, no problem. So basically, my dad used to drink a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how to deal with it. And so basically, the only escape that I had was to eat. I felt bad most of the time, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't have anyone that I could like really talk
Yeah.
to my emotions. So the only emotion was, or like the only way to deal with my emotions was to eat.
Mm.
And unfortunately, I still do it, even though I don't have the surroundings anymore, even though I don't have these problems anymore.
Yeah.
But I still do.
Can you walk me through a time when your dad was drinking and what you were feeling at the time?
Um, it was yeah. How can I say it? So basically, it's like you're having this like really uncomfortable feeling in your chest, and you're getting like stressed, and you need to calm down yourself. I can imagine this is the stuff, or like this is the reason why people are smoking, because like smoking is kind of also like a stress reliever. So and for me it was the same. I like on a normal day when I knew that my dad was drunk, I felt that, and kind of like to escape from that, I started eating again.
And how did the eating make you feel?
Really good actually. It it was like my mom was cooking a lot, so like she was cooking a lot, and it was good stuff. Like it was really tasty, but most of the stuff was really unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So made me like feel really good because it was tasty, but it was also really unhealthy. So
Yeah.
I was gaining weight. At the point I was weighing 137, yes, 37 kilograms,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was like the peak.
How do you feel now talking about all this?
To be honest, like I thought about this a lot with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She helped me actually a lot, like to deal with it, and also like my relationship with the food.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I'm the type of person who can help others. Like for example, my wife lost 20 kilograms now,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave her all the tools that she needs, and but she's much stronger person than I am, so she's able to do the work. She's able to be stronger than kind of like the the food I
Yeah.
call it. So I unfortunately I cannot. So every time I'm feeling bad, I go and I eat.
Arturo, are you the type of guy who tends to put others first, or you're able to rise up to the challenge and become, stronger than ever for someone else, more so than yourself?
Yeah, that's good summed up.
Okay.
This is me basically.
So here's what I think is going on, and from the 5 minutes or so we've been talking. So obviously I don't know you that well. I'm hearing a few pieces and trying to put them together. I think first of all, some sort of do you go to any kind of therapy or coaching for this?
Oh.
I think it would be probably very helpful to go talk to someone about this, either whether it's your wife or it's a therapist of some kind, or a coach, or even coming here to this community. We can keep talking about it. Or Dr. K, I can try to plug you in with that because they have coaching. They'll help explore these things, which I think would probably be very helpful. And they have some for the EU, some coaches in the EU, I believe. And so I think you might benefit significantly from that, because I'm going to guess that a lot of this comes from back then. As a kid, you were finding ways to cope with the negative stress, the negative stress, the bad feelings that you had, the situation with your father and at home situation, and this became the default coping mechanism to feel better, to being able to escape from these bad feelings, right? I think you kind of already know this, but being able to work through it, like recognizing what were you at that time and how. Like, I'm going to guess when you are facing a stressful time now, I'm going to guess that you kind of revert back to that mental state of where you were as a kid. Does that sound accurate at all?
Yes, it does. Like, it depends on the situation for sure. Like,
Yeah.
small events, they're not that strong, but like when it's something like much bigger, then it feels like, it feels like back then, and yeah, it brings back all the memories and all the feelings. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think recognizing that goes a long way to help nip this in the bud, to realize what's going on around you. Because if you realize, like, if you have a dream, one of the fastest ways to wake up from a dream is just to recognize it's a dream and then it's all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you recognize this pattern is starting like, oh, wait, I'm feeling stressed. Wait, this feels a lot like when I was like a kid and I had those negative feelings, like the tightness in my chest, especially. Is that how stress usually manifests for you? Is like tightness in the chest?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I think that kind of body awareness is also really important too. Because for me, stress, it's funny. You mentioned tightness in the chest. For me, it's like tightness in the intestines and the stomach, like my lower stomach like churns and it feels tight and stuff. And so, stress manifests itself in different ways. It's so basically just recognizing it and noticing it is going to help nip it in the bud. So recognizing this comes from then, as a child. Noticing the physical sensations where it's located. Dr. K, again, I'll point in his direction. One of my favorite meditations that he has for this type of thing is to imagine, think of where that stress is, like as you feel the stress building up, notice where it's at, and then close your eyes and then breathe in as you're inhaling. You can try this now too, as I'm describing it. You breathe in and focus on breathing that air into that spot of stress, as if you're breathing it into that spot of your chest. And notice the temperature of the air. Breathe in and notice that it is cold air. And also exhale. When you're exhaling, you feel like you're focused on exhaling from that spot of tightness in your chest. And notice the temperature of the air. Right? And notice it's like warm. Mm-hmm. It's warm, like relaxed air. And then repeat that multiple times, a couple minutes, 3-5 minutes, something like that. So that's one of my favorite meditations for this type of stress. I recommend trying that out. And then the second thing that I think might help you overcome a lot of this is recognizing your strengths and noticing that you can be Superman for someone else, but maybe not yourself. Like for your wife. Do you have any kids, by the way?
No.
So
I don't.
You plan to have any kids in the future?
That's a really good question. I don't know. Like, not yet.
Okay.
No plans.
But at least for your wife, right? Like, I'm gonna guess she might be one of the main people in your life that you want to be strong and like healthy for, right?
100%. I think she's even watching right now because
awesome.
I told her that I will.
Hello. So.
Weighed in at
Thank you, Kyle, for the song.
£40 down from
the funny part.
Yes.
Thanks for all the
I sent
inspiration
her
and info through the
your
years.
link, and this was the time when you put
my
off
eyebrows. Oh, I took off my shirt.
She was like, she was like, do you want me to watch like shirtless man? And I'm like, no, he just put on his shirt.
Good timing. So I think one of your strengths to overcome this is finding something that's greater than you. Dr. K calls it your dharma, or basically your duty or your purpose for something else. And finding a cause that's bigger than you is a hell of a drug. I see this used, this can be used for good or for evil, but I think using it for good would come in this case of being able to rise up against the temptation to stress eat, to feel good off of that temporary feeling good from the food. You can rise up and overcome that if you view a bigger purpose, a bigger duty. And what that is for you, I don't know. So it could be viewing it as you want to be like as healthy and strong for your wife as long as possible. You want to live a long life for your wife. Whatever it is that you would have to think of. It's like for me, I want to live a long, healthy life for myself, for my wife, and for my kids. Like I want to be there for my grandkids. And that's something that really helps me focus on like the big picture of keeping my health, making my health an important thing and not giving in. Does that make, what do you think about that?
I think the same. Like, sure, I've been talking about this with my wife a lot, and she's always telling me like she doesn't really care like if I gain weight or like if I look different. The only thing that she wants is that I am healthy, you know.
Yeah.
And so this is also like my main goal. Like I don't really want like to be like the fastest, or like I don't want to bench like the most. The only important thing for me right now is to lose weight so I'm healthy.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts on what I think would help you through this. So just to summarize, like noticing where this is coming from, recognizing that stress, and to help the sensation of that stress, trying some meditation. Consider some sort of coaching or therapy to work through some of these issues. Check out Dr. K. He talks about this a lot, where basically you have a samskar, or like a ball of undigested emotion from these stressful events as a kid with your family, and that combined with some meditation to focus on that. I think I said that already. And then also viewing like being strong for someone else. Because I think you already know a lot of the answers about how to lose the weight, right?
Yeah, I've been following you.
Yeah. So you know how to do it, right? That's the key. Like, yeah, if you want, by the way, we can talk about how to, like, you know, like the exercise component. We can break apart all that other stuff that you mentioned about the 100 Days of Sweat. My thoughts on that, the yes theory stuff. We could talk about all of those things. But for the most part, I think the real money is going to be in identifying the cycle of the relapse and stopping that. Because if you can lose the weight, you've done it before, you can do it again. It's just now, okay, exactly. The next step is let's stop the regain, and let's like emphasize that. You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure. This is like there's always like a breaking point, and I really don't have the tools, or like I'm mentally not strong enough to cope with that. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like if it's like something that happened like in my private life, or something like about my family, there's one thing that happens again and again and again, and I need to learn how to deal with that situation. Like something different than eating.
Yeah.
And if I can like this one thing one day, it will be perfect.
Yeah. I think you have the right tools in place. We just got to focus in on that as probably the major plan. Because long term, I mean, stress is bad. Stress kills. So figuring out how to deal with the stress, I think, is a fantastic way to view this.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to chat about or ask questions on?
Right now, no. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, no problem. All right, have a good one, Arturo. Guten Abend.
Yeah, you too.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Guten Abend.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, no problem. See ya. Bye.
Thank you, Chad. Bye-bye.
If you like the content, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Also, follow us on Twitch and leave the notifications on. Feed your brain, feed your body, and see you next time.